All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Legend of the Galactic Heroes, episode 82. Fisher
Right.
is dead.
Yep, and the fighting is over.
The fighting is over.
At least temporarily.
Talks of a ceasefire. And,
Talks of a ceasefire. Yep.
All right.
Yang is letting everyone rest before he goes into any kind of discussion surrounding that whole thing.
Yep.
And everyone's just collapsed, like basically
feet,
near
basically.
dead. Like just yep.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, what a fight they put up. What these legends, y'all.
Yes, this is indeed the work of legends.
Right.
And also, Mittermeier's not dead.
Yeah, Mittermeier, that stupid fake out. Oh my
Yep.
god, that
That was an
still
underhanded
pisses me
tactic
off.
show. That was underhanded. But
yeah, Yang's supposed to just use the underhanded tactics. You don't
Right.
need to like.
You don't need to help
break
Yang
the fourth
out.
wall.
Yeah.
He's fine without your help. Yeah, exactly. But Reinhard offering ceasefire talks. That is not something that we would have predicted based on the last time we saw him. So
Nope.
has some peace.
He got what he wanted. He won.
Actually
Yep.
got what he wanted and he
Right.
won.
He was able to work.
Some petty fans of another magician came in and were like, no, screw you. You
in and boom, blows him up.
Which was
Yep.
cathartic.
That was awesome. I am so glad that it
Bleeding out. Like the guy didn't want to go and finish him off. He's like, I done it. It's over.
right. And it almost seemed like
So, oh my god. The fact that also there's no necessary broadcast everywhere.
yeah.
Reinhard is going to make like such a big
Well, and it was there.
Yeah.
And they'll be able to tell that the Empire did stop him.
yeah, his ship's gone into space dust.
Right. But it's the whole thing of all it takes is the actions of a few people. Right?
Yeah, Fahrenheit or Steinmetz, I believe.
Yeah.
As men who just wanted vengeance.
Yep.
Just were like, no, you killed our admiral. You're gonna die.
Yep.
It could have been some kind of ploy, maybe, from Ruental.
Sure.
That's still on the table. It could have been just a soldier, like you were saying, that just wanted to see
Shit, my
that was
dude.
thinking about the political repercussions, thinking about potential revolution. Oberstein, who cares about Oberstein? Like,
Right.
nah. We
Yay.
feel bad for Yang that Oberstein is so committed to Reinhard and his cause.
And people to do something that I wouldn't be up for doing too.
Right.
I also stood in the way with
I like how quickly they went through that because in terms of like episodes,
we're 80 episodes into this show.
Yeah.
And you kill off the main character, right? Like spending time in the episode on other things, that almost seems like a bad idea. Except that, oh wait, the whole point of it is that it is callous. It's
Yeah.
quick. It's a random shot to the leg and you can't get help in time. You know, when you hear Julian, you can't call out because you know
they'll find me. If
They'll
I
find
call.
me.
Yeah. God, this hurts so bad because Yang was just starting to basically get to that point with Frederica where you could tell that like maybe they would start thinking about the future.
yeah, maybe
Maybe
they'd start
they
a
would
family.
have a family. And
There was a
stuff.
part of me that wondered if her suddenly falling ill was actually just like a form
Right!
of morning
I
sickness.
know, that
And
was
it still
literally-
could be. It still could be.
I think it is actually.
Yeah.
Like, to be honest, I really think what it was that they had just gone through a really stressful situation, and so that flared
That combined
things up,
with
and the fact that she is probably pregnant and stuff like that, that it would start the morning sickness here, and of course it happens on the day where Yang
goes off to
goes
die.
off to die.
Yeah.
But I just, it is too cruel when you think about the journey that we've been on thus far and how much Yang has fought for peace and how close he's been over and over and over again.
Yep.
And it's not through some great fault or even mistake on his actions to set things up for the best possible chance of success, right? He does a lot of things that are, in a way showing his kind of slavery to his ideals with like democracy
Sure.
and stuff like that, like not killing Reinhard at that key moment there.
Or letting the diplomats decide to let the Imperial, ship dock with them. Right?
Right.
Like
Right.
that's an example of something where he could just be like, now granted, he was also sleepy, right? So, he
Yeah.
there-
I don't fault
all
him
of
for that
that. Oh,
decision
totally.
there because if he doesn't comply with 2 destroyers, like he has to assume that they're on his
Right.
side. If anything, I'm guessing that what he probably thought that they were doing is that they're wanting to board not only to meet them, but to inspect to make sure that this is all kosher, that it's not a bunch of Rosenritters stocked
Sure.
on the ship and stuff.
Yeah, and
That seems like relatively decent thing there. Now, we knew from a meta standpoint, there is no reason for them to dock this ship, like
Yep.
to dock on this ship. So,
yeah,
so,
and they probably
way to
would
build
have
up
had
the
a
dread in this episode.
exactly like they could have had a good recourse of saying like, you know what, we absolutely appreciate it. We just survived an assassination attempt. We're a little bit, you know, on the fritz right now and a bit paranoid. Just for, you know, healthy boundaries, you know, we will absolutely, you know, have dinner with you and buy you around, you know, when we get to
wherever we're going.
To Fejon or to, you know,
No,
Reinhard.
I'm not going to Fejon.
Oh no, right, yeah, it's just the
They're
peace
just
talks,
leaving
yeah.
the corridor.
Right.
Yeah.
Like then we'll
They're
absolutely
probably going to El Facil, which,
sure.
think about that, y'all.
Yeah.
This happened basically right outside of El Facil, which, even though the battle for El Facil probably happened in the skies above it, and, you know,
And
not
was an
in the
afterthought,
corridor,
probably.
you know.
Yeah.
This is in some ways the site of Yang's first great victory, where he became the legend. Because if you think about it from the standpoint of where would the
I
Empire
like
have
it.
attacked from, they would have attacked from Iserlon, which is where he was coming from. So things have switched. We are literally in the Ouroboros circle as everything has come full circle. There's
Oh,
so
that's
many
beautiful.
little poetic, just painful things about this episode. The idea of, like, even the kids being like, "Mommy, like, we don't do it." Why don't you and Dad do that?
Right.
It's like, well, do you do the things that first grade did in fourth grade? Literally, potentially hinting at the idea that, well, yeah, that's all you see, kids.
Mm-hmm.
But that literally might be a hinting at the fact that the reason why she was there taking care of Frederica is because she is pregnant.
It's possible.
And she's like,
Like-
oh, she kind of looked her over and was like, yep, that's morning sickness and stuff. Like,
Sure,
I recognize it
yeah.
as a,
And, like,
mother, you know.
Also, the fact that, like, okay, when the OP started, I was kind of like, wait, what? Because I thought originally, like, is this a different OP? No, it's the same one, just, you know, piano version. Why are they showing? And my first thought is, why are they showing a dead person? Then I'm like, oh, Yang's sleeping.
Wow.
I didn't say it right, but I was like, and then
I see it. I see
You know,
what you mean. Yeah,
like-
it kind of did give that, like,
because they were all dead on their feet, right?
Yeah,
Because they were that exhausted.
Yeah, it's the
you
way
know?
it was. It was the way it was framed, kind of, because you came in from the feet
Right.
towards the head.
and Yang was by himself, right? You know, it's
Right.
like
Yeah,
And then-
and then also the way he stretched, but his fist like raised up to the sky.
No, I know it was.
Like, it felt like it was
like a victory thing.
pose. Yeah,
And it was at the crescendo of the song of the "Lay Your Heart Down Upon the Sea of the Stars," and that's
God.
like my God.
Yeah. I also love that Kier Heiss came to Reinhardt in this moment
That was awesome.
because it was the time for Red.
Yeah.
It was the
Oh
time
God.
for
Oh God. Yeah.
it was the time for someone to die.
Mm-hmm.
And Reinhard, you
In-
were so close. You almost saved him. In some ways, Kier Heiss, there might have been this like intuitive like connection of realizing, wait, hold on.
Yeah.
We're mortal beings.
Mm-hmm. And
Why
Elvis
are
reminded
we
him of
still
that.
fighting?
Yep. Moment of clarity and
Yeah.
and yeah. And the thing is, I love it because it's there's so space operas often take an idyllic approach to some of the characters, right? Because they have to be those kind of
Larger than life.
larger than life figures
okay.
in order to be leading the people by the millions, you know, in these crazy things that end up happening, right?
Yeah.
And Yang and Reinhardt are both of that. They are both that, right? This is the legend of the galactic heroes, and while you know, all of the characters in this show pretty much are galactic heroes in their own different ways, right?
Yeah.
This is about the two, you know, legends among heroes,
Right.
right? We always wondered, will Reinhardt actually be able to make that decision? Will he be able
Yeah.
to fix things? Will he be able to learn? And we always thought that he would learn, but too late, right? After everything's been taken from him. Turns out he actually didn't learn too late.
Yeah.
But the universe decided to rob him of that, right? The piece that was, you know, probably going to happen, right?
Mhm.
Well, guess what? Gets taken away from you.
Yeah.
And it's such a beautiful kind of cautionary tale to the cycle of violence, because the universe was about to be saved by the fever dream of an individual. And guess what? It also got damned, basically, by the, whatever it was, of a few individuals.
Yeah.
Right?
Now, to be fair, this show is not over.
This show is not over.
We have
Julian is still alive.
At least a good, arc or two that we could go on in 28 episodes.
Uh-huh.
There's 110 episodes in this show, y'all. This is a space epic.
Yeah.
Reinhardt's still alive.
I get the feeling we're going to be getting a new OP next episode.
I get the feeling
I don't know why.
I don't know why
I feel
either.
like we've,
feel like we're due.
I feel like we've ended an arc of the story.
I actually would say that in 2 episodes we'll get it.
Okay.
Because we'll have then 26 episodes left.
Although 26 doesn't quite evenly divide into 110, so...
No, I know, but it's the 2 core length. And also, Lay Your Heart Down Upon the Sea of Stars has a lot more context now that Yang has passed. And as a Requiem memorial to Yang,
true.
That could be perfect to have it be sung in the next episode. But I could also see it. I could also see it being over.
Also...
after this,
something that I want to point out that I think is really interesting here.
Yeah.
If 4 OPs for this show, right? Is what it seems to be, because every 2 cores or so, right? Which about goes into 110 episodes. But the different stages of this show that it's been in, right?
Yeah.
The stuff with Yang kind of fits into 3-act structure, with then whatever's after now being officially basically the time for Julian. Ready or not, kid.
Yeah, Julian.
You are you've got to do this now.
This
is... And the ED for this segment of the story was straight up Julian in a ship alone, looking at pictures and thinking back.
Oh no! You're right. I always thought because it happened around the time that Yang got married, that it was something of him being like, he's moving on to a new life beyond me. That's okay.
Right. And it
now
is
he
that.
has.
But it's also this. Yeah.
Oh, I'm really looking forward to him and Frederica mourning together and just Okay.
I also love that Yang the book he was reading before he died, was had the author's name, as the author in universe.
Thanks for putting that in the subtitles. That was really cool.
That's I don't know, that feels like a fun little note, right? Because Yang has always been very ahead of his time and aware of things in ways that we would only hope that we as people would be.
Yeah,
right?
that's
if we
what
were
makes
individuals in these situations.
Yeah, that's what makes him the miracle worker, is his perspective,
really.
Yep.
Also, So I love it.
I gotta say, this has been one of the most tense episodes that I didn't even realize how tense it was until the tension was fully in my face. Because as it was building up to this realization of, oh my God, could he die? Could he die? Could he die? Oh my God, he's dying. No. That whole build was so good, and it actually encompassed a huge percentage of the episode.
Yeah.
There's a lot of time.
Really subtle at the beginning.
Right. There's a lot of time at the beginning where you're like, oh, this is a little bit, okay, it's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, this is not good.
Right.
Oh, okay, it's fine. Oh, Falk's out there. Oh my God. Okay, well, no. It's
they
fine.
Specifically make sure that all of the people that go with Yang are people that
we don't really know that well.
Well, and also from the tactical side of things, that they could afford to lose.
Yeah.
Right? Which makes sense, right? If you're going to be doing something like this, then you want to make sure you don't put all your eggs in one basket. Don't make it too tempting of an offer for the enemy.
Although if fucking Shongkov was in there with his armor,
you can bet your ass that
he would have killed 50 of them before he died.
It would have been like the politicians.
He would have died, though. He would have died. Let's be real.
I don't know. If the politicians were there and, they get shot, and then suddenly Shungkov just steps out in like his mechanized suit with the axe, and he's just like, I had a feeling I might need this, and then just like, oh fuck, and then hell, he runs into their ship,
well, Okay, but let's be real here.
Mhm.
The fact that Yang actually got away from all that and ended up in the bowels of the ship moving
Yep.
around and stuff speaks to the testament of those 3 men
Yeah.
that held off like
Those
30
fucking awesome
40
Chads.
guys. I think they killed easily like 20 to 30 of them by themselves.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then the part where Patrushev gets shot like 4 or 5 times and he's like,
And
hey,
he turns around.
don't do that.
That hurts.
That hurt. And he just starts stumbling towards them and they're like, oh shit. Like, that is so good. But what I love also so much about this was they said that they were sending the attaché, the assistant or the adjutant to Bukok.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Bucock was represented there. Rose and Ritter were represented there,
Yep.
and the old Yang gang.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. That it felt really good, even though we know that really, like, in terms of our emotional connection to them, Patrushev was even the one that was like the closest to our real like emotional connection to those 3.
And even then, we didn't know him.
we
well
didn't know
at all.
him that well, really.
Like, if you were to ask me to recall a line that Patrushev said before this episode, I wouldn't be able to tell you.
Yeah, exactly. It's rough, but there's so many characters out there that it was very clear that they were bringing up the, kind of the tactical, like, least, the more willing to sacrifice. in
And
that
yet, at the
regard.
same time, there's also this idea that, well, yeah, the characters, we don't know them that well. Of course not. They're one cog in a very large machine.
Yeah.
But these characters care about this person, right? You know, even if we don't know them that well, you know, this isn't just a set of numbers of, oh, this many casualties, right? There are names.
God, the art
Yeah, that final
of him
image
in black and
black and
white,
white, that
just
was-
lying there in a pool of his own blood.
I want to know if that was something that was in the light novel because light novels
Well,
will
it doesn't
like,
make sense for it to be there, really.
well light novels will oftentimes have like 3 or 4 actual
really?
like pictures
oh,
in like each one, like at very specific moments.
oh, then this would definitely be in there, right?
And I don't know if Legend of the Galactic Heroes is the kind of light novel series that would have that, because I could totally see it not doing that.
Wasn't
you
it
know?
also just a novel series? I don't think it was a light novel
Or-
specifically.
Like
It's a big series.
The line between light novel and just short novel is pretty, it's just like 'cause
right, but from what I've heard, it's a series of books.
Well,
like it's not
light
it's
novel
not like,
series can go on.
Well, right,
hella long.
but it's not like I don't think it's like 50 books or 40 books or something, which you would probably need for something of this size. I think it's more like there's like 12 books or something like that.
I'm not sure, but
From what I've looked
yeah.
up, it's not a huge double digits number. It's a really small double digits number.
sure, which
Which would
makes
mean
sense.
that they'd have to be big, like, because this is 110 episodes.
Yeah,
And
usually.
there's tons of stuff that has to be cut out.
Well, yeah, most
Because you have to
of
do all that, like, sorry.
yeah,
interrupting you.
most of the time I see about 6 episodes or 7 episodes being done per light novel. in anime.
there's no.
So, but that's for the short light novels. Some get a bit longer, but yeah, even if it was like 300-page books, I could see.
Sure. But would a 300-page book be a novella? Like, is that
Oh no.
is that a light novel? Really? That seems pretty solid. Like,
Well,
Most-
like Kizu's like low 300s, I think.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
but
gotcha.
It varies.
So
but,
it's a thing.
But I could
Yeah.
definitely all that.
Yeah, but
all
all
those
that
talks
for the,
aside,
for the art, yeah.
I absolutely, I would be surprised if it wasn't, if this image was not in the books, because can you imagine, right? Chapter ends, 2:55 hours on June 1st, Universal Calendar 800. Yang Wenli, breathed his last, right?
The way the author said it, Yang Wenli's time stopped forever at the age of 33.
Age of 33, yeah.
Yeah. That's,
And then just that image, right? Like that would be, oh man.
This is a space epic, y'all.
Yep.
This is the part in the series that I knew had to come eventually, but I thought Yang's would be way later.
Yep, me too.
We thought that about Kira Heis.
Mm-hmm.
We thought that
Yep.
about so many other characters, and now it's like, no, really? Yang's time already?
Mhm.
We have 28 episodes left.
Yep.
I don't know if I'm going to be as attached to this series if I have to go 28 episodes more with
And yet
Out
it makes
Yang.
sense because you know, from the beginning of the show, it's all right. When's Julian's time going to be?
I mean,
You know,
Julian. Yeah, that's true.
and now
The story has been just entirely built for Julian. He is the hope of the future, and
Right.
it is important that he gets time.
he's
to
the
shine,
child of
yeah.
promise. You know,
Yeah,
it's-
exactly.
yeah.
But it's just like, why not give me like 13 more episodes? Like, we don't need to have.
I feel like I'm in denial now, and the
I
shock
am
will hit me
too.
later.
Yeah.
Because this, it felt so callous and inevitable, and yet peaceful in a way, because everything until they were actually like boarded, you know, it's, oh no, Fox coming. All right, that's scary, and then okay, he's taken care of. You know, we get all the stuff of Yang playing 3D chess with like the other people and all that stuff,
Yeah.
and just them kind of hanging out. You know,
it was screaming at it to us though.
oh yeah,
like-
totally.
Like
Yep.
once we
Yep.
saw them like saluting Yang and stuff like that, and you were like, Falk, and I was just like,
Uh-huh.
oh no.
Well, and
It
even
started to-
before, when the narrator talked to us about how, you know, that conversation between Yang and Julian, they wouldn't get another one
well,
like
that was right about the time. That was right about the time when that happened.
when Falk was
When they
introduced.
were saluting. The
No-
narrator then went
No,
and
no,
then
no,
had the
no. I'm
thing.
talking about several episodes ago when Julian freaks out in the middle of the night and has that long conversation with Yang.
Oh, it was the last time they would be able to have a conversation like that.
Yeah.
I didn't think that was necessarily like a death flag. I
yeah?
definitely think it was in retrospect,
Mhm.
but I thought it was more along the lines of this is a type of thing that they wouldn't be able to have because they were about to go into battle, and
Gotcha.
that's just
Yeah, I saw it as a death flag. I just wasn't sure how far out the death would be, right? Because it's the, okay, so they won't have one of these again. So at some point, Yang is, or Julian is going to die, right? Probably Yang. But because of battle, they could totally get separated for a long period of time and all that stuff, and everything gets so crazy. And then when Yang dies, it's the, oh, I think back fondly on that memory, but turns out it was a lot closer than we thought.
Do you remember when Julian did the sneaky little boarding tactic? With the little tiny ship and
Oh, yeah, and then he
Yeah.
like hid on the ship, and then he like,
well, they did something where they boarded another ship.
oh
right?
yeah, and then they took
And they
the
stole that ship.
yeah, they took the Imperial ship and flew around and stuff. Yeah.
I don't know why I thought of that thinking about this bit here. It felt
Well,
very similar.
Yeah, the fallout from this
Oh, the fallout.
is going to be
Oh my god. I think Reinhardt,
crazy.
immediate prediction. Reinhardt will call off any kind of aggression, war, or anything. And
Oh, absolutely.
He will, in Yang's death,
Mhm.
basically like apologize. Like probably do the equivalent of like,
Oh, yeah.
I failed this man. And
Right.
in this man's death, he desired peace,
Mhm.
and we will give him that. And I think the rest
Yep.
of his admiralty will be like, this is unbecoming of you. Like we can seize this opportunity. We can take Iserlon now.
And who knows? That might be the thing that makes Ruenthal be like, oh, maybe he's not the glorious leader I thought he
maybe
could be. Or
yeah,
who knows?
maybe also then Reinhard starts to deteriorate a bit
Yeah.
because he's like, now there are not more worlds left to conquer, but no more foes to conquer.
Right. And who knows? Maybe, just maybe, through Yang's death, that will make him realize, yeah, I'm gonna go back and talk to my sister. I'm gonna
Yeah.
go see my sister.
It's
right?
the second knocking on the door.
Right.
that
Right. It's the
Kirheis
it's the-
was the first.
Right. It's
yeah.
all right. The ghost of Kirheis convinced me. Right. And this happened.
The ghost of Yang will solidify that convincing.
Right.
Like,
Either that, or
or
it will send him into a downward spiral like we've never seen before.
yeah.
I'm not sure which.
I'm not sure which, but I think that peace will be resolved in some ways through this.
And yet, with
everyone
Yang's
on
death,
the alliance side of
right?
things,
No one, because I could
Oh
see,
my
I could
God.
see Reinhard being like, this was, he'll give his great speech like he knows how to do, right?
Yeah.
And it'll be very obvious to everyone that Reinhard is shooketh by this, right? That this is a genuine, like, heartfelt apology and grieving on
yeah.
his
Even
part
if
too.
the first speech is just to his admiralty,
Oh yeah.
You
But
know, he's
like
not
when
speaking to the galaxy,
right, but when he speaks to the galaxy, right?
Yeah.
And yet, I don't think the people of the Alliance will be able to sit with that.
I understand. Although I think that's where Frederica and Julian are going to
Yeah.
like steer the ship properly.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Shunkov might, well,
Yeah,
I could
Shunkov
see-
I'm a
I
little
could
worried
s-
about.
I could see a sundering.
Mm-hmm.
I could see a small group leaving with Shunkov and being like, no,
We're going to make them pay.
we're going to go get our own form of resolution because we're
Right.
not going to sit comfortably with this.
They'd take 2 destroyers and leave,
yeah.
but
Yeah. But all that being said, holy shit, they did it.
mm-hmm.
Legend of the Galactic Heroes took the main character and killed him.
Yeah.
Reinhardt is the other main character, obviously. Yeah. Yeah. He gets recorded into the annals of history
Mm-hmm.
and judged.
Yep.
As only, one in history can be.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Now he can.
now he has to be.
So, y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction. You there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
Next time.